All right, let's start our next one, and it is called Winter Holidays. So these are all of the holidays, or maybe they're going to talk about specific holidays that happen in the wintertime. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what we're going to talk about in winter holidays. All right, so let's turn to our first page. Oh, wait. Let's turn to the inner cover of the book. There are vocabulary words. So those are some words that you may or may not have heard. The first one is carols. The next one, famine. The next one, festival. The next one, geraniums. Next, Middle Ages. Next, ornaments. Next, siblings. And the last one, value. All right, so we should see all of these words in this book. Let's see. So, our first page, here we are. We're ready? And let's get started. Celine lives in Chicago, Illinois, with her parents and her two younger sisters, Gwen and Corina. The family lives in a brick townhouse with planters in every window that grow bright red geraniums in the summertime. They have a kitten named Suki and two fat, lazy goldfish. Celine loves to play soccer and invent games of make believe with her little sisters. Sometimes they are explorers, digging in the closets for dinosaur bones. Other times they are master chefs at a fancy restaurant or astronauts on a new planet. One December, school was out for winter break. Even though it was too cold to play soccer, Celine didn't have any trouble staying busy. She drew pictures, read books, and played with her sisters and her friends. Celine has a special friend named Anika. Anika is Celine's pen pal from Stockholm, Sweden. Sometimes Celine and Anika exchange letters by mail, along with pictures or short stories they write for each other. Other times they send emails, which are much faster. It takes about a week for a letter to reach Sweden in mail from Illinois, but only a minute to send an email message. Like Celine, Anika has two younger siblings, and she loves to draw. She is also 8 years old. She lives with her parents, her brother Oscar, and her baby sister Astrid. Anika's family lives in an old farmhouse with a pond behind it. They keep goats and chickens. Anika likes to skate on the pond in the winter. Anika looks forward to getting mail from Celine, who is far away in a country she has never visited. Celine's letters and drawings always make Anika laugh. Celine's stories give her good ideas for make believe games to play with her younger brother. After lunch one day, Celine sent out an email to Anika. She wrote about how Suki had tried to catch one of the goldfish and splash water on the floor. She also wrote about the snowball fight she and her sisters had that morning. At the end of her email, she added, P.S. It's almost time for Kwanzaa. The next day, Celine eagerly read Anika's reply. Anika wrote about the book she had just finished reading and told a funny story about her baby sister. At the end of the email, she wrote, P.S. What is Kwanzaa? Celine found her father in the living room with Gwen and Corina. Daddy, my friend Anika doesn't know what Kwanzaa is, she said. I want to tell her all about it, but I'm not sure what to say. I know what we do on Kwanzaa, but I don't even know how it started. Kwanzaa started in the 1960s when African Americans were fighting for their civil rights, which are freedoms that all people should have, Celine's father began. An African American man named Maulana Karenga wanted to teach people about their history. Kwanzaa is a time to celebrate our African culture. It is a time for a special ceremony and for being with your family. What does the word Kwanzaa mean? Asked Gwen, Celine's little sister. Celine knew the answer. Kwanzaa is a word from the Swahili language, she told Gwen. It means the first fruits. Their father smiled. I think you know more about Kwanzaa than you think. Celine wrote a letter to Anika. She explained that Kwanzaa starts on December 26th and it lasts for 7 days. Celine told Anika that her family would gather to honor their ancestors and their culture. They would decorate a Kwanzaa bush with homemade ornaments. They would set a table with an ear of corn for each child in the family. They would also set out a carved cup or a kikombe for the grown-ups. Every night, Celine wrote, we will light the kinara, which is a 7-hole candle holder. The candles are black, red, and green, and each represents a different value, such as responsibility, faith, and creativity. On the last night of Kwanzaa, we will exchange homemade gifts and have a big feast. I can't wait. Celine finished her letter. Then she drew pictures for Anika of all the Kwanzaa symbols she had talked about. A week later, Celine got a reply from Anika. It read, Dear Celine, thank you for telling me about Kwanzaa. I wish I could see your family celebrating this holiday. The last night sounds like fun. Now I want to tell you about the holiday we're going to be celebrating soon called Lucia Di. I'm sorry, this is a tough word. Lucia Digan. Lucia Digan. It means Saint Lucia Day. The festival of Saint Lucia is celebrated on December 13th, which is one of the longest, coldest, and darkest nights of winter in Sweden. The story of Saint Lucia is that during the Middle Ages, a horrible famine happened in Sweden. People didn't have food to eat. Saint Lucia appeared dressed in white, wearing a crown of lights on her head. She brought food to the hungry villagers. My family honors Saint Lucia by lighting candles, eating special foods, and singing carols. Early in the morning, the oldest daughter of the family, that's me, goes to her parents' bedroom, wearing a crown and a white dress with a red belt. The crown is made from sprigs of lingonberry. This plant symbolizes new life during the cold winter. My mom used to wear a crown with real candles when she was little. The candles in my crown work with batteries. When I go to my parents' room, I take them a special breakfast of luskats, which are buns with raisins in them. Younger daughters follow Lucia as her angel helpers. Younger brothers follow dressed as star boys. They wear white robes and pointed hats and carry star-topped wands. This will be the first St. Lucia Day for my little sister, Astrid. She's too young to walk behind me, so she's going to wear a white dress and Oscar is going to carry her. After the morning celebration, I'll go to school. My classmates and I will choose one girl to play Lucia. The girl will wear her candle crown and hand out luskuts and gingerbread to everyone. She will also lead the class in a special song called Santa Lucia. Last year, my friend Dagmar got to play Lucia. I hope this year it will be me. At the end of the day, we will all go outside to watch a candlelight parade down the streets of Stockholm. Celine thought that the festival of St. Lucia sounded like fun. She thanked Anika for teaching her about the holiday. I wish I could see you and your family celebrating Lucia Digan, she wrote. The night before St. Lucia Day, Celine's mother helped her and her sisters make gingerbread. It's too bad we don't have the recipe for Luskets, said Celine. Gingerbread cookies will have to do. Celine, Gwen, and Karina all found white dresses that they could wear and some thick red ribbon to tie around Celine's waist. They made of crown of cardboard and sprigs of pine needles. Their father found some battery operated lights to attach to it. The next morning, Celine woke up early. She got her sisters out of bed and brought them down to the kitchen to prepare a tray of gingerbread and coffee. The girls put on their dresses, and Gwen and Karina helped fasten the crown in Celine's hair. The girls walked up the stairs into their parents' room, waking them with cries of Happy St. Lucia Day. Their parents laughed and rubbed their eyes. They sat up and took their breakfast trays. I like this tradition, Celine's mother said, taking a bite of the gingerbread. A week later, it was time for Kwanzaa. Celine and her sisters decorated the house and the Kwanzaa bush with flowers made of red, green, and black paper. Each night after dinner, the family gathered in the living room to light a candle on the Kinara. On the last night of Kwanzaa, Celine gave her mother a jewelry box she had made and decorated with brightly colored beads. She gave her father 5 bookmarks that she had painted. She gave Gwen a little book she had written and Karina a paper doll she had made. After dinner, the party began. At the end of the evening, Celine's grandfather gave the final speech, and then they all went to bed. That same day in Sweden, Anika was wrapping some gifts she had made for her family. She made a walking stick for her father with his initials carved into the wood. She made her mother a painting of her favorite hen. She made Oscar a drum and for Astrid a mobile with bright blue ribbon and bells that jingled. Happy Kwanzaa, she exclaimed, giving each of her family members a package. What is this? Asked her father, laughing. As her family opened their gifts, Anika explained about Kwanzaa. I think this is a great tradition, said her mother, hugging her tightly. A few weeks later, Celine got a letter in the mail from Anika. Anika wrote that she had been chosen to play Lucia at school. She also wrote about celebrating the final day of Kwanzaa with her family. She included a picture of her family on St. Lucia Day and on Kwanzaa. Celine thought about holidays and celebrations. Although Kwanzaa and St. Lucia Day are different, they are both about being with your family and remembering your history. Celine was happy that she and Anika had taught each other so much. She felt lucky to have a friend from another country. Celine went to her room and wrote a reply to Anika. She told her about the gifts she had made her family members for Kwanzaa and all about the different foods at the party. She also told Anika how much fun she had playing St. Lucia and making the crown with her sisters. In the envelope, she included a photograph of herself wearing the crown of pine needles. She also drew a picture of her and her sisters bringing their parents gingerbread and coffee. As she was addressing the letter, Celine's sister Gwen stuck her head in the door. Ask your friend Anika to teach us about more Swedish holidays, said Gwen. Oops. On the last page, it says cultural celebrations. Almost all cultural groups have celebrations or festivals. Chinese New Year is celebrated in February with parades and fireworks. Families eat foods they hope will bring good luck, chicken for prosperity, a whole fish for togetherness, and long noodles for long life. In Basel, Switzerland, people have celebrated Fansch. Oh, that's a good one. Fastnacht. I can't pronounce that word. That's a word I don't know how to pronounce. Fastnacht. Since the Middle Ages. For this carnival, there is music and dancing. and people wear masks and fancy costumes. And then down at the bottom, they have a picture of them celebrating Fastnacht. Okay. So in this picture, we learned about in this book, we learned about two holidays, Kwanzaa and St. Lucia Day. Okay. What holidays do you celebrate in the winter? Of course, we know the main one that we celebrate that happens on December 25th. Anyway, see you later.